Welcome everyone. So excited to have you all join in for our virtual First Look event. Many of you have attended Jumpstart Foundry First Look events in the past. It's been a while since we've hosted one, obviously in person. So I'm excited that we're actually kicking this off. This is our first virtual First Look, but I have every belief that it will be just as impactful. So glad you're here. Glad you took the time to join us today. Just a quick note for all of the Jumpstart Foundry portfolio founders that have joined, be sure to rename your name in Zoom to your first and last name with your company name. That'll make it really easy for Kristen to manage the breakout rooms when we get to that part of today's First Look event. We're likely looking at an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, depending on how much you guys like networking. So I'm, not going to hesitate anymore. We're just going to dive right in. So welcome to the 2021 First Look. I'm Eller Mallchok. I'm the managing director of Jumpstart Foundry. I recognize a lot of names and a lot of faces on here. And so I'm so glad to have you all here and let you meet the new portfolio companies. We have 17 new founders in the 2021 portfolio. This is just the first half of the 2021 portfolio. We're going to have another 17 joining us later this fall, but this, I can say with complete confidence that this first spring batch of 17 companies is absolutely amazing. I know you're going to enjoy learning a little bit from each of them. Just quickly, kind of how this is going to work. We're going to go through about 30 to 40 minutes of founder 2-minute pitches. So we're going in alphabetical order. Some founders love that. Some founders hate that, but we're going in alphabetical order. I'm giving them about 2 minutes each. Founders, as a reminder, you're on the clock for 2 minutes. I will start cutting you off if you go too much beyond 2 minutes. I will interrupt. So with that said, 30 to 40 minutes of pitches. We are going to send out a link so you can reference just general descriptions of the companies, so that I know it's 17 is a lot, but that way you can kind of keep track of who's who and maybe what breakout sessions that you want to join. After that, we'll go into about 30 minutes, and this is where I said maybe a little longer than an hour, hour and a half. 30 minutes plus for breakout rooms. Each company will have their own breakout room, and all attendees can join whatever breakout room they want and network with the individual founders or other people within that breakout room. We'll try to monitor those, make sure conversations are moving along nicely. But you can look forward to some really great networking. Just housekeeping throughout all of this, please be sure to have your microphone off. So go on mute. And then when it comes to networking, I highly encourage you to turn your video on. You don't have to have your video on through all of the pitches. However, founders, you do have to have your video on for your pitches. But anyone joining in today, you can optional to keep your video on or off for the pitches, but do have it on for networking. So last bit of housekeeping here. If you have questions about anything throughout all of this, please feel free to use the chat feature. You can chat me, Eller Mallchok, directly, or you can just send a chat in the main group. I'm going to walk through how to join breakout rooms at the end of all the pitches, so don't worry if you don't know how to do that. We will cover that. And without further ado, we're going to kick this off with our very first founder, Isla. So Katie, if you want to come off of mute, you are up first.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name's Katie. I'm the founder of Eller. Eller is an active wellness company. So we make energy drink mixes from plant-based and functional ingredients as a convenient and healthier energy boost for any routine. We like to say that our products bridge the gap of the performance and wellness world through unique formulations geared not only towards energy and focus, but also your overall nutrition and well-being. After 10 years in media, as well as my time as a personal trainer, I started Eller with a healthier option and convenient boost for me on the way to my fitness classes. In that time, I met tons of women that felt they needed the same thing. They were frustrated with coffee crashes and with the sort of artificial pre-workout supplements that they were finding, which are mainly marketed to men and bodybuilders. They wanted something to energize their workout that also fit their nutrition standards. Today, we're helping hundreds of health-conscious, active women not only energize their routine, but also cut back on caffeine and coffee. We distribute direct to consumer on Amazon, as well as select retail partners like Urban Outfitters and Free People. All of our products are made from ingredients sourced locally and sustainably in the US as well. Currently, we're seeking $75,000 in angel investment or via strategic angel hire. The funds will go towards hiring our first management hire, our head of growth, as well as expanding our college athlete and ambassador program, which we've gotten much inquiry about. So in a global $101 billion functional beverage market, Eller is uniquely positioned to become the one-stop shop for better for you products that support active lifestyles. Thank you.
Fantastic. You are right on the money with 2 minutes. Thank you, Katie. Appreciate it. All right, up next, Michael with Clinical Platform.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. My name is Michael Max, and I'm the founder of Clinical Platform. We are a Pittsburgh-based internet startup company. And if I go to my next screen, we have built a fully functional short-form video-based patient education platform. And the platform's used not only to improve outcomes of patients, but also to solve a gigantic problem in the clinical trial world, which is accruing patients into clinical trials. Nearly 1 out of every 4 clinical trials fails to enroll even 1 patient. Only 5% of all cancer patients that could or should be in a clinical trial are actually enrolled in one. I speak from personal experience, and one of the reasons I started this company was my mom was diagnosed with ovarian cancer about 5 years ago and couldn't get any help in finding a trial. So that's the main reason that we built the company. The second reason is we've been very successful at doing this before. I worked for St. Jude Medical, a cardiac company, and helped enroll patients into their clinical trials. Our customer base includes pharmaceuticals and medical device companies, which pay us to market and enroll patients into their trials, clinical research organizations which run clinical trials and are very good at collecting data for trials, but very poor at enrolling patients. Hospitals and insurance providers license or syndicate our platforms. So we will take our name off of our platform and put on a hospital's name, and they can enjoy the video content that we've created. Advocacy groups and foundations, which were a surprising group of customers, were our first customers. We have a fully developed and fully sellable, scalable product. We have existing platforms in pediatric cancer and also a very timely one in adolescents and young adult mental health. We have paying customers.
Just a few more seconds.
Okay, we have paying customers in UPMC. We're looking to close a whole bunch of existing proposals, looking to add new employees and develop new platforms. Thank you.
Thanks, Michael. Good job. All right. Up next, we've got Wei with XChain.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Wei Ascala, and I am the CEO of XChain. The mission of our company is to preserve the hopes of life.
Oh, Wei, you might be on mute.
Okay, so, can you hear me now?
Yep, we can hear you now. I'll start you over. Go ahead.
Okay, no problem. So my name is Wei Ascala, and XChain's mission is to provide to preserve the hopes of life. And XChain provides a inventory management and patented chain of custody technology for tracking genetic materials, such as sperm, eggs, DNA, RNA, tissues, organs, blood, and stem cell. We help clinicians to become more efficient, more productive, inspection ready, and help prevent mistakes. Some of those mistakes can be life-altering. So we help prevent such life-altering mistakes. Our potential customers include hospitals, fertility high complexity labs, reference labs, chemistry labs, prenatal screening labs, toxicology labs, and sperm banks, egg banks, and labs in general, and embryo banks. So the ask we have for you is we're asking for your help to secure pilot opportunities for our innovative products. The market size of our company in the United States alone is $8 billion. So that's total addressable market, and serviceable addressable market is $3.1 billion. We received the patent that we referenced for precisely this technology from the United States Patent and Trademark Office in May of this year. We would like to help manage the inventory of various labs, such as, and also hospitals and clinics, and track those precious samples and biospecimens as they move across the supply chain, or as they sit in the same lab, or as they move around in different parts of their labs. Maybe go from one tank to the next tank, from a smaller tank to a bigger tank, and help prevent mistakes. If you are interested in helping us achieve this goal, I would love to speak with you afterwards in the breakout rooms and or later. Thank you very much.
Good job, Wei. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Up next, we've got Etta. Charu, are you on the line? Kristen, do you see Charu on?
Yes,
there she is. Perfect. Okay, good. All right. You ready to go?
Yeah. Hi, my name is Charu, and I'm the CEO of Etta. Etta is an AI-powered dermatologic decision support software that instantly scans the surface of the body to screen for potentially cancerous lesions. This is done with just a tablet. We sell to health systems and private clinics. The dermatology team uses Etta in clinic to rapidly screen a patient for the lesion that the dermatologist may want to biopsy. After their in-clinic visit, a patient is able to monitor any new lesions or changes to their body at home via our remote patient monitoring tool. We're also working in the pharmaceutical space, providing objective scoring and screening of patient progress within virtual dermatology drug clinical trials. Since launching 2.5 years ago, we've helped thousands of patients receive care in a timely manner, caught hundreds of melanomas on people, and formed partnerships with 3 provider, patient, and health system vendors. What we're most excited about right now is that we've partnered up with UC Health in Colorado to perform clinical trials and validate the efficacy and value of our product in a clinical setting. Following our clinical trials, our next steps are publishing our results and proceeding to have the technology adopted at scale within 10 health systems that have already showed interest in Etta. We're also expanding to a few other specialties that have similar use cases, and we'll be following the same model of conducting clinical trials prior to selling to validate the technology as per the highest standards. We're expanding to urology, gastroenterology, gynecology, and neonatology. At this time, we're looking to connect with potential health system partners, vendor partners, and medical device companies where it may make sense to integrate. Thank you.
Perfect. All right, we've got our first under 2 minutes. Very well done, Charu. All right, Jude, you're up with Health Cost IQ.
Hello, everyone. This is Jude Odu. I'm founder of Health Cost IQ. If you could get to the next slide, please. So employers are facing a ton of pressure to control costs. Typically, the health plan is the most expensive expense that most employers have. And so they are struggling to rein in those costs. And that's where we come in. So we use smart algorithms to help employers identify and address the causes and sources of their ever-increasing healthcare costs. And we have been able to save our employer clients significant amounts of money, anywhere ranging from $300,000 on the low side to $2.5 million on the high side. We like to say that any organization with a health plan is a potential client of ours, and that includes consortiums of employers like professional employer organizations, public school districts, large self-funded employers, and more. One of our employers is the largest HR services company in the state of Hawaii. And so those are the kinds of profile clients that we're looking for. Some of the traction we've gained so far is we have been able to onboard over 1,500 employer groups into our SaaS platform. We have 5 paying consortium clients with long-term contracts, meaning anywhere from 3 to 5 year contracts. So far, we're doing over 600,000 in ARR. We helped a single client save $2.5 million. We helped another client save $1.5 million, and we're doing it by deploying algorithms to mine medical and pharmacy data and uncover inefficiencies, fraud, waste, abuse, et cetera, and bringing those to the employer to take action to minimize those risks. Next steps for us is to raise capital to grow the company and to grow our client base aggressively over the next 24 to 36 months. We are doing a crowdfunding campaign right now, but really what we would like to do is an equity round to really help accelerate us. We need to build a strong national sales and marketing team, and we are looking to expand into additional market segments as well as expanding internationally. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jude. Well done. All right. Up next is Mary Beth with Healthabee.
Hi, I'm Mary Beth Snodgrass, a co-founder at Healthabee. 8 years ago, I was diagnosed with a chronic condition that I was told was progressive and incurable. Nevertheless, I changed my diet, and after becoming more and more consistent with it, I was told 2 years ago that there was no longer any sign of the condition. Getting to that point was hard and at times lonely and scary. I believe I struggled unnecessarily. But given the structure and incentives in healthcare today, providers are often forced to choose between running a financially viable business or dedicating more time to patients to help them improve their outcomes. Healthabee can help ease this tension between time and money for providers. With our peer-powered, incentives-driven, evidence-based program, we're a behavior change catalyst for improving patient outcomes while controlling for the cost of care. We're focused on hypertension, high cholesterol, and type 2 diabetes. We've achieved proof of concept with 3 consumer cohorts, and we've continuously built out our highly engaging goal-driven contests and 18-part curriculum platform. We're getting ready to launch a pilot with hospital systems Medicare patients. We've achieved a higher retention rate at over 80%, and we have an inbound engagement rate that is 7 times higher than what many hospitals aim for. Together, these can help us improve billability of several CPT codes, including RPM. With our peer-led contest, we can also help make the well-established promise of peer support a logistically viable and financially sustainable approach. In order to prevent and reverse chronic conditions, it's essential to put patients at the center of care. And we believe that also means incentivizing patients and aligning those incentives with provider incentives so that we can more quickly and sustainably transition to value-based care. If you're interested in potentially piloting with us, ask me about our net benefits calculator, which can show how your organization can improve its bottom line while patients improve their outcomes. Thank you.
Perfect. That was great, Mary Beth. Thank you. All right. Up next, we got Kevin with Hippo Health.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Kevin McGarvey, CEO, co-founder of Hippo Health. As a company co-founded by emergency physicians, we believe the modern day care experience is broken. And we believe a large part of that's due to lack of easy communication in between care teams and local communities. We set out to solve for this problem by working on a number of telemedicine platforms and uncovered a universal challenge where we couldn't talk to our own trusted colleagues for that last mile of care. After my medical group was acquired, I decided to dive in to try to build something different that I thought was going to meet a need in the market for acute care delivery. We launched our Care Network platform approximately 2 years ago. You can jump to the next slide, please. Thank you. And we're able to have 25% paid user growth month over month until COVID hit, and we had 1,200% paid user growth in 2 weeks, where we rapidly scaled up the platform and had 35,000 visits on the platform in the last year. During that time, we started to work with EMS agencies and were able to demonstrate proof of concept with Eagle County paramedics, where their transport times went from 1 hour up to 2 hours during the first wave of COVID. And we were able to reduce those down to 10 minutes in their assessment times by connecting dispatch with EMS with the patient in the field. We're now signing up EMS agencies and just secured our first contract to be able to perform comprehensive care in the home with a virtual emergency physician being able to assess a patient with a paramedic at the bedside through the 911 system. To give you an example of how this worked, We were just able to take care of an 86-year-old male with end-stage COPD on 3 liters nasal cannula, who was short of breath on multiple duo-nebs. Every time a day that he was having a duo-neb, he was having breakthrough shortness of breath. And instead of going to the hospital where he didn't want to go, we were able to get him to his primary care the next day, have him assessed by palliative care, have his medication optimized along with his inhaled steroid changed to daily usage that he couldn't afford, and saved him probably a $10,000 bill. We have 2 contracts that we're getting ready to close on with an EMS agency in Louisiana that does about 100,000 transports a year, and one in California that does 150,000 transports a year. And we're excited to expand into a new field of EMS telehealth, where we think we can be the leader in this space. So
Just a few more seconds.
If you're interested in learning more, please come talk with me in the breakout sessions. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thanks, Kevin. Hugh Health. Sorry, Jake, putting you on the spot here. So there you
I'm
go.
prepared, don't worry. Hi, everyone. My name is Jake Kerr. I'm the CEO of Hugh Health. We believe that in order to save the American healthcare system, we need to move to a value-based system, which is the idea that medical care should be paid based on quality instead of quantity of services. Employees around the country know that a value-based system has been shown to massively improve clinical outcomes and can reduce total healthcare spend by over 40%. And providers know that value-based care is really one of the only ways to decrease their 70% burnout rate. But there are major infrastructure challenges, gaps in care, antiquated methods of payment, and major market incumbency holding back a value-based system. Providers are having trouble building the infrastructure because they need a critical mass of patients to start up. They need specific technology and even ancillary clinical and administrative services for support. And the current payment structures don't incentivize this type of arrangement. This is where Hugh Health comes in. We're building a scalable network of value-based providers across the country, powered by our back-end practice management software, driven by high-quality member experience features, and supported by ancillary clinical and administrative services. You can think of us kind of like a marketplace to connect self-funded employers with high-quality value-based providers. We can activate clinics in as little as a month by converting existing providers into our model, compared to 9 to 12 months on average for our competitors. We can perform everything from primary care to hospital-grade infusions in clinic on top of virtual care services. And our financial model allows us to bonus our providers solely based on their clinical quality, not the number of services provided. Can you go to the next slide, please?
Yep.
Our scalability is already being put to the test in this $200 billion employer primary care market, where we are in the process of signing a contract to cover the employees and families of Caesars Palace, Paris, Bally's, Harrah's, and the Wynn Resort in Las Vegas. With Hugh involved, we're able to save them over $3 million per year in their premiums. And we predict that we're going to be able to save them between 20 and 40% on their total claims payment on top of that. We're beginning to fundraise within the next month or 2 to execute on this contract. And we're certainly always looking to talk to people who share our vision about a future where healthcare is paid based on the quality of services, not the quantity. Thank you.
Wonderful. Great job. The interactive slide with iHealth AI. All right, John, are you up?
Hello.
There you go. Or Yuri.
Yeah, Yuri Strashnoy.
Perfect.
Could you go to next slide?
Yep.
Okay. Our software as a service is Azure cloud-based and provides patient messaging triage automation by artificial intelligence. It will reduce the amount of time that physicians spend every day on patient messages. We estimate it between 1 and 2 hours a day per primary care physician, which is extreme cost for healthcare providers. Our target market is basically healthcare providers who have Epic or Cerner or Allscripts. And traction which we had was with our first proof of concept was successful with Sutter Health, and which has a couple thousand physicians. Right now, we're preparing proof of concept with Kaiser Permanente Group, working with the Microsoft Azure team to do proof of concept for Kaiser Permanente. Our system was approved by National Science Foundation Seed Fund as innovative digital health system in the area of AI and digital health workflow. And we right now preparing presentation with Microsoft Teams to some of their additional customers who need the systems. And we're seeking healthcare providers as strategic partners. Healthcare providers who have Epic or Cerner or Allscripts. Thank you.
Thank you, Yuri. That's great. All right. Again, second one under 2 minutes. Good job, guys. All right. Next up is Mo with InnovCares. Mo, I saw you come in and out of the waiting room. Are you here?
I'm here.
Perfect.
Can you see
Yep,
me?
we can hear you. There you go.
Hey everybody, my name is Mohamed Kumar. I go by Mo, and I'm the founder of InnovCares. And InnovCares is next slide. InnovCares help identify factors that contribute to death during childbirth by helping women of color find culturally competent prenatal and postpartum care support. How I came to know about this problem is through my sister who passed during childbirth due to preeclampsia. So we know that the statistics are very mind-boggling, not only in the United States. In the US, there are 800 deaths that happen every single year due to pregnancy-related complications. That number is even crazy and more staggering in outside of the US. That number is 500,000 women die each year of pregnancy-related complications. And so our entire focus is how can we make access of care for maternal health much more easier for Black women and as well as Latinx women. Where have we been? We've been able to conduct 3,000 virtual visits on the platform, made $80K in revenue. We have a fully developed patient and provider mobile app. We're pending pilots with Meharry Medical College and University of Texas Medical School in Austin and Dream Medical Center in Kigali, Rwanda. And what our providers are doing in Kigali, Rwanda is we have providers that are in the United States, out of Virginia, seeing patients virtually, 20,000 patients in Rwanda, in the second largest hospital in Rwanda called the Dream Medical Center. Customer set, we sell currently to healthcare providers, to community health centers, and we've been in talk with some payers as well. CareFirst Blue Cross of Massachusetts, they're very interested in us, and the investment arm, Safari Investment is interested in investing in us, and then also a payer contract with them. So what the tool does is it helps patients connect to culturally competent doctors via video. It also helps the patients after a visit, so have a mail order pharmacy delivery directly into their homes. We also have a patent technology that's banned by NASA. That's our patient engagement and rewards program. And then we have we're more patient monitoring tools. So what's next for us is we'd love to have conversation around partnerships and generate clinical data by partnering with providers. So any insight on that, and also closing the seed round.
Great, thanks, Mo. Appreciate it. All right, up next is LifeMesh. Josh, are you on?
I am on. Hi, everyone.
Good. My
name is Josh Fishberg, and I'm the CEO of LifeMesh. Myself and my co-founders founded LifeMesh to provide a profoundly better experience for patients and providers. And the reason that we did so was actually based upon a health scare that I experienced with my parents. After having produced incredible experiences for customers in the retail industry, we realized that there is a substantial disconnect that exists in the market today, and there's a great opportunity for us to do a far better job. What we do is we allow providers to focus on their core competencies while maximizing patient engagement and practice management through AI, voice chat, and telehealth. We have 2 key reference accounts for LifeBot and Clinic as a Service with proven results in state 1. One of our customers, Comprehensive Women's Health, saw reductions in call queues and drop calls in the first week, and Canna Health saw dramatic increases in scheduled appointments and profits through Clinic as a Service and telehealth. Comprehensive Women's Health is part of an ACO that in total has 70 members and is in development right now. And in fact, we've added the CEO of Comprehensive Women's Health as an advisor. I think she's actually on the call. Hi, Dr. Marshall. So we are built on the best of breed Amazon Web Services stack, and we are able to deploy our solutions in a matter of hours, not months. Our proven deployments allow us to expand rapidly, and as a result, shift our focus to sales, marketing, and professional service resources. We maximize patient engagement and practice management through AI, voice, chat, and other cross-channel solutions that ultimately enable the provider to deliver the care that inspired them to practice medicine in the first place. We are seeking strategic partners to fund our scaling activities and to establish additional relationships with healthcare systems to pilot applications and tools that will assist with the current COVID surge and support an effective return to new baselines. I invite you to join us in our breakout room to discuss these opportunities together. Thank you very much.
Great. Thanks, Josh. Right on time. All right. Up next is MetaCipher.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you perfectly.
Great. Okay, my name is Rada Jovovich. I'm here to tell you a little bit about MetaCipher Solutions, where we seek to solve the extremely complex and expensive challenges around matching high-value health system staff resources, particularly really precious and in a short supply nurse resources, to variable patient demand, which improves patient throughput, health outcomes, patient and staff satisfaction, and therefore retention, and as a result, the financial bottom line in a really big way. MetaCipher Solutions is an EMR integrated real-time decision support platform, which leverages operations research and predictive algorithms to improve hospital operations and performance by predicting those staffing needs and providing right-sized proactive recommendations both ahead of time and in same-day flexing. What I'd really like to highlight in this very short time is that we are in an awesome striking position in a market where there's no strong leader solving this problem. We have a team of industry veteran thought leaders, and we have unmatched domain expertise. We have valuable IP, and we have proven results. Through grant funding from the NSF and NIH, we've managed to perfect a powerful solution for the most complex use cases in what has been an important issue for a long time, but in the shadow of COVID has become a really hot space. And we've gotten meaningful results in our customers and pilots so far. Our backend is tested and proven, starting with the most challenging department, the emergency department, and with a lot of prospect interest in other departments throughout the health system. We've also recently established a partnership with Olive to be distributed through their platform, which positions us to capture meaningful market share quickly on a really massive addressable market of US hospital labor. And now we're seeking investment to accelerate our product development under the leadership of our extremely talented Chief Technology Officer, particularly of our UI, to give it that sort of sales-worthy sparkle so that while we leverage the growth from Olive, we aren't chained and limited to their scope.
Perfect. Thank you, Rada. That was great.
Thanks.
Right on 2 minutes. All right. Up next is Presence.
Thanks, Eller. You can move over to the next slide, please.
Cool.
Presence is the HubSpot for employer well-being, and you might be curious what this means. HubSpot is a top SaaS provider in their field, offering scalable, reliable enablement and support, while providing free on-demand educational resources. This is what we're doing for the corporate wellness market. We enable 25 HR and benefits teams to offer best-in-class clinically supported wellness programming and tech. Currently, our iOS and Android apps are live, and our web app is in development. We helped global partners, a 4,500-person employee organization, redesign their employee wellness benefits. By offering our app in place of Headspace, curating custom programming for wellness education on topics like mindfulness and meditation, and creating an internal advocacy group, we are helping to shift company culture, mindset, and overall well-being. We need channel partnerships expertise to expand our sales strategy. Currently, we're partnering with organizations like Boston Benefit Partners and want to sell to more clients faster by activating channel partners efficiently. We also have $175K left in our round for angel or institutional investments in our pre-seed and have up to $3.5 million in our next round available. The corporate well-being market is worth $57.4 billion. Presence aspires to capture our market share as the #1 well-being solution for corporations, enabling them with tools, tech, and education to enhance employee performance, improve employee retention, and produce better customer experiences as a result. If you're interested in supporting us via investment or channel advice, my email is colleen@givepresence.com, and presence is spelled with a Z. Thanks for your time.
Great job, Colleen. Right on time. All right, Sage Surfer, Anupam, you're up.
Thank you, everybody. I'm Anupam Khandelwal, co-founder and CEO of JSF. We are improving mental health that works for a patient. 83 million Americans struggle with mental health, and my cousin was one of them. Mental health care in this country is broken. Unfortunately, he fell through the cracks. Overwhelmed doctors and nurses try their best to take care of hundreds of patients, but it did not work for my cousin, and it doesn't work for most of the people. 70% of the patients drop out of mental health care against their provider advice. At JSF, through our B2B SaaS platform, we enable behavioral health providers such as community mental health centers, counties, health systems to maintain visibility between visits and deliver proactive intervention through our AI-based care coordination, member engagement, mobile and web platform, while keeping members better engaged in their care. In just few years of deployment, we have seen 78% reduction in recidivism or rehospitalization, unheard of in the industry. To date, we have helped thousands of patients earn more than $1 million in revenue, and most importantly, ensure that 80% fewer people drop out of their mental health care plan. Current spending of behavioral health management software exceeds more than $1.46 billion in US alone, and is growing at a CGR of 14.5%. As a next step, we're planning to sign additional partners, conduct a research with the health system, and expand to adjacent markets. JSF growth exceeds 200%, and we're excited to continue expanding our approach nationwide. We're looking for investors and partners to join us in building JSF. Please connect us to learn more about JSF. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. That was perfect. All righty. We're just making our way through. So we actually, the next up, they were not able to join us in person. So we have Samata Health, and both founders are featured in a brief video that they put together. Promise it's under 2 minutes. So let me know if you guys can hear this as it comes up.
Sorry, Eller, hi everyone, my name is Elise.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say we're here.
Hey, you're here.
People after the fact, just so they know. Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, well, do you want me to go ahead and play the video?
Yes, please. Thanks.
All right, awesome. Well, you get them both. Here we go.
Elizabeth, and I'm here with my partner, Sarah. Today, we're going to tell you about our company, Samata Health. But first, we want to turn the clock back to 1943. 1943 was the beginning of employer-sponsored health benefits. At the time, these benefits were only offered by the Fortune 500 companies, the big guys. Now, if you don't offer medical benefits, it doesn't matter if you're a small plumbing business or a tech startup, you are 60% less likely to recruit and retain top talent. Today, we're in the 1943 of mental health benefits. Most therapists don't take insurance, and traditional employee assistance programs aren't working for today's employees, leaving most of them without access to mental health care. There are options out there for the big guys, but there's nothing on the market that's right for the other 99% of American companies, the small and mid-sized businesses. That's where Samata Health comes in.
Samata Health is the first premium employee mental health benefit built specifically for small and mid-sized businesses. Our monthly usage-based rates allow employers of all sizes to provide on-demand therapy sessions to their employees. Our paid pilots have been hugely successful and provided quality mental health care to people around the globe. In fact, we noticed that employees on our platform booked 7 times more often than those on traditional EAPs. One of our clients even won a Best Places to Work award and credited Samata Health. But what we've really noticed is that this sort of benefit, it's more long-lasting than others. Research shows that if you give someone a raise, they'll be grateful, but after a while, that appreciation fades. They adjust to their new lifestyle. The thing about therapy is, if you're not only the person that connects someone to their therapist, but also pays for the sessions that gets them through their wife's cancer diagnosis or their dad's recent passing, they'll be loyal to you for life. And for the companies out there that can't compete with the salaries being offered by the Facebooks and the Googles, this is huge.
We invite you to join us in building the platform that ensures employers of all sizes can access the most critical employee benefit of the 21st century. We're Samata Health, and we're so appreciative of the time you've given us today.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. And Elizabeth, I'm glad you're here for the breakout sessions. A surprise. Awesome. Oops.
Hi, everyone.
I'm not going to play again. Okay, up next, we have the natural nipple. Lauren, I think I've seen you on. Are you good to go?
Yeah, I'm good.
Awesome.
Well, how many of you love sleep? Then imagine it interrupted by a screaming baby, because a bottle is nothing like a mother's anatomy. and so they won't take it to feed. My name's Lauren. I'm a nurse practitioner, a researcher, and I invented the natural nipple to provide seamless, stress-free breast and bottle feeding with the only infant feeding system designed to mimic mom's shape, feel, and flow. We can go to the next slide. This was actually revolutionary for Brooklyn, who's an infant sleep trainer and tried the natural nipple with her 7-month-old baby Rain for the first time. She latched on right away, and Brooklyn called me in tears, relieved to have her body back for the first time in 16 months, giving her the autonomy and confidence to work without a baby attached to her, and a partner the freedom to participate in feeds. Then she could come home and breastfeed with no issues. Brooklyn is not alone. 125 million babies need the benefits of breast milk, yet 90% of parents who introduce a bottle experience these latching problems after. And the infant care and femtech industry is rapidly growing to an expected 157 billion total market opportunity. Yet this is still such a costly problem, particularly for hospitals, who aren't reimbursed for the average 50 million per NICU in feeding-related costs from current bottles. To date, 100% of our beta testers have experienced reduced latching frustration and colic, and our pilot is being conducted at Tampa General to demonstrate that we actually provide improved health outcomes and savings with our CPT codes. We're now accepting pre-orders, and I'm so excited to launch in Q4 of this year because by providing babies breast milk for just 6 months, we save the lives of 1 million children every year, cut $300 billion in preventable medical costs in the US alone, and improve the health of the next generation. Who knew a custom nipple could do this much?
Awesome. Thank you, Lauren. Right at 2 minutes. Perfect. All right. And guys, we flew through this. So our last but certainly not least is Noah with Vascugenics.
Hey guys, my name is Noah Asher, and I'm the co-founder and chief executive officer for Vascugenics. Interventional physicians have to make multiple complicated movements during vascular and cardiac catheterizations. Our first developed product, the Speed Torque, improves the safety and the efficiency of these procedures by turning 7 distinct movements into one, saving time, heart tissue, and reducing radiation exposure for cath lab staff. Can you go to the next slide, please? Thank you. The Speed Torque is a physician-developed, FDA-cleared device used by interventional cardiologists and radiologists to maneuver and place catheter guide wires inside of patients' arteries. The Speed Torque removes the need for the physician to lose visualization and control of the wire during repositioning. And over 90% of our early adopters reported that the Speed Torque provides better wire security and prefer it to other devices on the market. We currently have 13 pilot programs with hospitals around the nation, in addition to 4 hospitals that have already completely adopted the device and become recurring users. We sold over 8,000 units of product to date and are partnered with Medline Industries to distribute the Speed Torque. It can be purchased as an individual product or in different surgical kit configurations. Our next steps are expanding our distribution network and performing a clinical study with our pilot partners to quantify the clinical benefits that the Speed Torque provides. In addition, we're continuing to develop our pipeline of follow-up products, and we're hopeful to have a second FDA-cleared device in early of next year. If you're interested in learning more about the Speed Torque or are interested in receiving samples for your cath lab, you can reach me at noah@vascugenics.com or connect with me afterwards in one of the breakout rooms. Thank you.
Fantastic. All right, so I want to invite everyone to come off of mute and just give a round of applause to all of those founders that did that in under 2 minutes. So good job, guys.